Hello everyone from Mombasa. This week's parasha is Parashat Shemot. In Parashat Shemot, the second book of the Torah starts out by telling us that Yosef dies, his brothers die, and that whole generation dies. And then the next pasuk tells us, Vayakom melech hadash al Mitzrayim asher lo yadat Yosef. And a new king comes on Egypt that did not know Yosef. Vayomer el amo, and he tells his people, here are Bnei Israel, they are more than us, and they are going they are strong, they're powerful, influential, and they are going to join our enemies if we're ever in battle and attack us from the ground, and we will lose to them. Quickly, we should find a way to manipulate them, and he enslaves the Jews in Egypt, and this is starting the story of our exodus and leaving Egypt. And the question is, let's go back to it a bit. Really, did Paro not know of Yosef? You're the ruler of the known world. He was the ruler before you, and you did not know him. And this is where we see very much God's hand around the world of whenever we get too comfortable in places we don't belong. Right? The Jews in Germany very much were the most influential people in all the places, and then the Holocaust happened. The Jews in Spain were the advisor to the king, the in charge of everything. You know, like you're talking about these most influential people, the Barbanel, the Ramban, right? A close personal friend of the king, and yet they're expelled from Spain because we don't belong. And this is a big part of trying to understand who we are, where we belong, and the special connection that we have to Israel, which starts this journey now in the beginning of the book of Shemot and ends actually only after the Torah finishes in the book of Yehoshua, when we finally manage to come into Israel, and with coming into Israel, complete this journey with a different leader, no longer Moshe, but Yehoshua, and we can talk about that later on. But understanding over here that where we belong, we don't belong in America, we don't belong in Europe, we don't belong in Egypt, we don't belong here in Africa, we belong in Israel. Now, this does not mean that we don't travel, that we're not there for visiting or for different purposes, but it's an understanding of when we get comfortable in a place that we don't belong, suddenly there's this reminder of Vayakom melech hadash al Mitzrayim, and a new king comes, and suddenly he doesn't like Jews so much, and reminds us that it's time to go home. Shabbat shalom.